Happy Friday, everyone. It's Ashley with Court Reserve. We are so excited you're here today. We've missed you. It's been a couple months since we've done a webinar. And just to let you know, this is being recorded. We're going to throw it up on the Court Reserve YouTube channel soon. And we actually have an entire fall and winter season coming of webinars. There's going to be so much great information. We're going to go over things. So if you're new or if you're not new, we're going to have some great stuff for you. So Kim and Josh are here with me today, and we're going to go over, I guess it's Kim, it's my new favorite thing to talk about is our branded mobile app and the new way to do reservations in Court Reserve. I know you're excited.
I am. Our product team has been working on the branded app and the new modern dashboard for a pretty long time now. So we're really excited to get this out and educate everybody on how to use it and what the branded app is.
So if you want to put your questions in the chat while Kim's going through, we're going to answer all your questions at the end. Josh is going to be handling those questions and we'll do those at the end. So sit back and here we go.
So thanks so much for joining, everyone. As Ashley said, you can put any questions that you have in the QA. We did review any questions and comments ahead of the webinar, so we tried to include some of the answers to those questions in the content. So hopefully all of those questions will be answered as I go through. But thank you again so much for joining, and let's dive right in. So welcome to the Court Reserve branded mobile app. As I said, the Court Reserve branded mobile app is going to be an experience that is customized to your club and your brand for your club in the App Store. So your club will have its own mobile app link in the App Store, so you can direct your players to those links and have them download your very own app. So with the branded mobile app, you're able to control your brand. So it's your club's identity. Aspects are customizable of the branded app. We'll get into that here in a few minutes. The branded app is also going to feature a lot of the amazing aspects of the current Court Reserve app. We'll cover those some in a few minutes here as well. But it's simplified. It's one app, one focus, and your members are only able to access your club and your organization in the branded app. If you have multiple locations in your enterprise, they'll be able to access only those clubs within your enterprise and not be able to get into other clubs outside of your organization. So it keeps the focus on you, on your events, on your reservations. It's becoming really an extension of your club and the way you do business. And it's a way for you to promote your brand and really, again, block out all of the noise that the user is going to experience. So with the branded mobile app, we have updated a lot of the player experiences too. So a lot of the questions that we used to get were surrounding like registration and player onboarding. So what is this experience going to be like for your players? Is this a seamless process for them to use the new branded app? What does the transition look like? So these are all really great questions. So I want to walk you through some of the features that they're going to see with the new branded app. The simple answer is the only real transition that this new app, it's a new app for them to download. In your marketing and promotion, really your message should be, download our new app. And then we unfortunately can't automatically push them to the new app, but you can market the app and on the new simple experience and tell them where to go to get it. So is the player onboarding easier? Yes. Do I need to explain to someone how to join my club if they're elsewhere in the Court Reserve network? No, we fixed some of these things with the branded app. Is making reservations still simple and easy? Yes. So one of the things I want to talk about first is player onboarding. So with the branded app, we're focused on trying to solve a problem here. So when a new player comes to your club and they exist elsewhere in the Court Reserve network, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to walk them through how to complete your sign up process because they have to go to My Organizations, they have to go find a club. It's hard. So we fixed that with the branded mobile app and the player onboarding. We're also working on fixing that within the desktop and the sign up form. But while we were building the branded app process from scratch, really one of our goals was to fix this problem in the player onboarding. So we needed to create a more frictionless experience. And that's really one of our goals right now, is to make the experience easier for your members so they can book more and then help you grow.
Hey, Kim,
So
real
yes.
quick, I do have something. So, as far as like whether they're using an iPhone or the Android from the
Mhm.
player standpoint, what is that experience like? Is it the exact same experience?
It's exactly the same. Both apps are going to be exactly the same, no matter if they're in the Android and App Store or the app or the Android or the Apple App Store. It's the same app. Okay. All right. So the player onboarding process, they're going to start with your splash screen. Okay. So this is your splash screen. This splash screen is customizable to an extent. So really, you're going to send us an image of your club. We'll get, we can talk about the splash screen here in a little bit as well. But you're going to send us the image of your club. Or for your club. This is what your users are going to see first. They're going to click get started, and then they're going to enter their email address. Okay. So we're going to actually do a database check to see if they exist anywhere in the player network. If they already exist in your club, they know their login, they'll be able to log in, no problem. If they're not part of your club yet, we're going to actually show them a new onboarding experience where they won't have to fill out that old sign up form anymore. They'll be able to go through your membership options and then join a membership in this new membership flow.
Now, Kim, real quick, I know that you're
Mhm.
doing such a great job. You guys see here the Old Coast Pickleball. And if you've been following Court Reserve, you may or may not know that Tim and I did open up our own pickleball facility here in St. Augustine. And if you would like to see what that looks like as far as the member flow, Tim may kill me, but you can go in and add Old Coast Pickleball and join as a non member. There's no charge. And then you can kind of look and see what it looks and feels like if you would like to do that. It's not a problem.
Yep. So if you do go download the Old Coast Pickleball, you're just going to go to your app store. You're going to search Old Coast Pickleball, and then you can click this Get Started button, and you can go through that player onboarding process. Tim and Ashley do have a free non-visitor membership here, so you'll be able to take a look at that entire onboarding experience.
Right. And one thing that I just wanted to point out really quick is once you do have your branded app completed and on the App Store, you will have a link in your organization to your specific app. So if you are trying to segue members into your branded app, you will have a link that you can send out to your members.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Josh. And you can actually, do even more with that link as well. You could turn it into a QR code. You could have that QR code right there at your front desk. Players can scan that, and then they would be taken right to the appropriate app store in order to get that app as well. And I did see a question come in. If you're an existing member of the club, they just log in with their court reserve info. Yep, exactly. They're going to just log in with their normal court reserve info as they would right now in the regular court reserve app. So really the only transition is to just make sure that we're marketing that new app and that you get them those links to the app store so they can still download the brand, so they can download your app. All right, so the modern dashboard. So we've been talking about the modern dashboard coming soon since about January, I think. And this week on Tuesday, we finally released it to all of our clubs in the release that we did this week. So part of the branded app experience involved wanting to provide a better dashboard experience for your members. So we've reimagined the dashboard that they see on their main page at your organization. So it has all of the same functions as the previous dashboard, but it's easier. It looks better. I'm not going to go into the full setup right now on how to set up your modern dashboard. If you would like more information on this, we do have a knowledge base article that was published with the release notes. We also are going to be doing a release webinar later this month at the end of July. So we'll have a link up for that here pretty soon as well. But we've added you can notice that the modern dashboard looks a little bit different. So we've added a weather widget up here. You can put in your city and state up here so they know exactly what location that they're looking at. It's super easy to book a court, find what events that they're interested, book a lesson if you're using Book a Pro. And then we've added those things that might be really important right on the front of your dashboard. So if you're using global announcements, they're going to see an announcement section here where they can scroll through all of the announcements that you have posted for your club. We've also got a My Booking section down here. So they're going to see a really cool card that has the name of the next event or when their next reservation is with the players in the family that they're playing with, or if they're playing with other players, they'll be able to click that card and see all of the information about that reservation that's upcoming. And I also wanted to iterate, the modern dashboard was just released this week to all clubs, so don't wait for your branded app to turn it on. Definitely go check out the release notes or ping our live chat support team if you have any questions at all, or if you want to learn more about that modern dashboard. All right, so let's, a lot of the same features from the Court Reserve app are available in your branded app. You're going to be able to manage bookings from anywhere. Once inside, players are still, again, going to get that great functionality that the Court Reserve app offers. And we're still working on improving parts of the app too, and our branded app with our UX and UI team. So there's going to be additional process improvements that we make throughout the rest of the year, just to really improve that overall process and the app experience. More app features that you don't want to miss with your branded app. So if you're not already familiar with them, push notifications are a huge part of using an app. So you're going to have your own app with your own app push notifications with the branded app. So we currently offer push notifications within Court Reserve. When you get those notifications, they look like they're coming from Court Reserve. But with push notifications on the branded app, these push notifications are going to come from your club. So you can quickly communicate with players directly to their devices. There's important information that you want to make sure you get to them. You have additional signups, you need a sub, you can send all of that information via a push notification right to the user's device. So again, it's great for reminders, important updates, boost attendance. We love push notifications. And so if you want to learn more about push notifications, be sure to reach out to our support team. We have a great article on how to get those set up as well. You have player self-check-in. So on that modern dashboard, let me go back a couple slides here. On that modern dashboard, we've repositioned the barcode or QR code to be right up at the top next to the player's name. So it's still super easy to access and find for players to use if you are using those kiosk check-ins to avoid that front desk and get those players out on the court faster. All right, so those are some of the great features about the branded mobile app. Let's get into how you can get your app in the App Store. How does my club sign up and start the process of setting up my own branded app? So these are some of the clubs that we already have that have gone through the onboarding and development of their branded mobile app. We have others in the pipeline, but we wanted to get you the information on how to get yourself your own app as well. So to request a branded mobile app, your organization needs to have migrated to our new pricing structure that we released early June. If you are not familiar with that information, Josh has gone ahead and posted a link in the chat for the webinar. It's courtreserve.com/pricing. So the branded mobile app is going to be included in the scale and the enterprise plans. So the process on how to migrate to this new pricing is available in that site. So you'll definitely want to go through and review that. But once your organization is on the scale or enterprise plans, there's going to be a request process through the add-on. In the new pricing tier, we've renamed it the additional features section of your Court Reserve account. So the first step in this process is going to be requesting your branded app. So we've made it really easy for you. In that add-on section or additional features section, there's going to be a button that says request my branded mobile app. So you're going to complete an intake form that provides you, that will provide us with things like your logo, your splash screen, what do you want your app to be called in the App Store, your App Store's description, primary colors, etc. All of that information about your brand, we're going to take in that form. Next, our development team is going to review that form, and then they're going to reach out to you if there's any questions about the information that you submit. We have, they have reached out to a couple customers just saying, hey, your splash screen, maybe we need a different image or something like that. So we'll review all of that information to make sure it's going to display the best on the App Store. Now, the next part of it is the development piece. So once our development team has moved your app to in progress, your status inside your add-on section is actually going to change. So you'll be able to track your progress throughout the entire app process in that add-on, in the add-ons or the additional features page. It'll go from requested to in progress. And so you'll be able to kind of know where you sit in that pipeline. Right now, our turnaround time is about a week. So once it gets into development and that in progress stage, usually within a week, you're going to have that app ready for you. Once that app switches into the in progress stage, we are going to add a one-time development fee. That fee is $4.99 to your subscription. This is just to get the app up and running and into the App Store. If you have an enterprise, we're only going to be charging you one fee. It's not per location. It's just a one-time fee. And then remember, we're managing this app for you. So one of the perks of having that Court Reserve branded mobile app is we're managing any app updates that need to be made as far as technology and things like that. So you don't have to worry about any of that piece as well.
So Kim, that $4.99 is a one-time fee to get your app up and in the App Store.
Yeah,
and then that was a great point too, because anytime we make adjustments or add new features into the Court Reserve platform, your app's automatically going to update, just like it does today. And so there won't be anything you'll have to do. We take care of that for you.
So yes, again, it is that one-time development fee. It's really the only other cost associated with this other than upgrading to that new Scalar Enterprise plan. And again, there is a whole article too about this entire request process in our knowledge base. If you go to knowledge base and search request a branded app, that article is going to pop up for you. You'll be able to review it. So once that app gets through the development phase, again, that turnaround time is about a week. So once that gets through the development phase, your app is going to switch to a status of accepted and released. And so at that point, it's going to be released to the App Store. Once we release it to the App Store, the admins that complete the app or the app form are going to get an email just to let you know the process is completed. We've got this email that goes out, lets you know that it's done and it's ready. In that email are going to be links to both the Google Play and the Apple Play Store. So you can go in and you can review that app. If there's something about it that we need to tweak, we can easily pull it back so it won't stay published out there while we fix something if you want to switch out your splash screen or something like that. But you will, at that point, you do know that your app is ready to go and it's on its way. So again, about a week, and then you're ready to play. It's a super simple process as long as we get the information that we need. And yeah, we're ready for apps. Josh and Ashley, was there anything that we needed to cover on the QA section? Or if you guys have questions, please pop those in the chat and we can answer any questions.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I want to make sure everybody knows is the new modern dashboard, what Kim is showing on the screen right now with the weather and the way the buttons look and the global announcements. You do not have to have the branded mobile app to use the new modern dashboard. That is available in the current Court Reserve platform that you can go out to live chat and we can show you how to turn that on for your folks now.
Yeah, we released that this week on Tuesday on July 9th. So you're going to go into your settings page and there is a button on the member portal row that says mobile now, and you can actually easily go ahead and switch that on. As far as the modern dashboard goes, a lot of this, as Ashley said, a lot of this is customizable. So you can choose to add the city state here. You can choose to add the weather widget here. The weather widget is going to just, you're going to put in a zip code and it'll pull through a weather app that's going to pull based on that zip code what the current weather conditions are. If you don't have any announcements posted, the announcements row is going to disappear. So, it's not always going to look like this, just depending on, what you have currently populated into your system.
There are some questions I think that would be good to just go over. The app does not cost anything to the player. The club, the facility, if you want the branded mobile app, it is that $4.99 one-time fee. And then you do have to be on one of those new plans that Kim talked about earlier. You can go out to courtreserve.com and look at the pricing page, and that's where you'll find that information. Let's see what else. It says that, in the enterprise plan, it could take up a month for the app to be published in the App Store. That was just because, right now we're working on a week. If we get 100 of you folks today, it might take a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So and we'll do our best and we'll communicate well with you about what that looks like.
Yeah, right now our turnaround time is about a week, give or take, if there's any tweaks and stuff that are being made.
Right. Now, this is a great question. Can you clarify what are you getting with the branded app? Well, you're getting the ability to set yourself apart in your community. So when your players come to your front desk, it's all about your branding. It's not about Court Reserve. It wasn't about Court Reserve in the beginning, but Court Reserve started out with our own app, correct? And so now it's all about your branding, what you want your players to look at every day. So if you want your players to look at Old Coast Pickleball or Sam's Pickleball Club, then get the branded mobile app, because that is just going to continue to push your brand in your customer and potential customers' faces all day long. The entire Court Reserve platform, the app, everything still works the same. Now, the only difference is if you decide to be, with the new modern dashboard, then you get the new modern dashboard. You don't have to use the new modern dashboard, but it is slick, and we're using it at Old Coast. And I'm telling you, it's a nicer version of Court Reserve on the app for sure.
Yeah, with the modern dashboard, I just wanted to say we
Sure.
kind of designed the branded app also with the modern dashboard in mind. So they really go together. So you don't have to use it. If you do get the branded app next week, you do have to go enable this yourself. We don't enable the modern dashboard for you. So again, it is an option. There's a lot of customizable options in here.
So Kim, a great question. We require the customer to now go to either our grow or scale plans. So what's the process by which they would want to choose that plan so that they can start the process?
If they do want to start that process, they do need to reach out to our live support team. If you are currently not a subscribed customer, I believe you can reach out to your engagement team representative and they can get you set up with that. But if you do want to go ahead and switch, and again, it was the scale or the enterprise plans, the top two tiers 3 and 4, that this branded mobile app comes with. So if you do want to start the process and switching up and getting on that tier, you're just going to want to reach out to your live support team and they'll get you started on that new process.
So here's another question. Kay asked, where does the happenings information come? So if you actually look at Kim's picture of the mobile app, happenings is just renaming events. So in Court Reserve, you can rename events, programming, and Kim just happened to rename hers happenings. So you can go and rename that as well.
So if you want to do that, I'll just say, if you want to do that, that's in the general, if you go to settings, general, that first button in the top row, you can rename what your events are called in that section. So this club, again, did happenings. My previous club that I worked at, we called it programming. So you can call it whatever you want.
Does the app have any offline functionality? I mean, it's an app. I'm pretty sure you would still need Wi-Fi or
you still need to have some connection to the internet in order to make the app work, because that's the whole piece on booking reservations and stuff. It does have to be tied to our system.
So let me ask you a question, Kim. So I'm a player and I play at Old Coast Pickleball. Okay. So I'm using the branded mobile app at Old Coast as a player. Well, but I also play at a couple other facilities that don't have the branded mobile app. They still have the Court Reserve app. What does that process look like for me as a player?
Well, for you as a player, you can still use that Court Reserve app if you want. So there's nothing we're going to do to force the player away from the Court Reserve app at this time. So if they still want to use the Court Reserve app, they can. But really the goal would be to market your branded app so your players, are directed to that app, so they have your link in the App Store, and that, everything you do says you don't want to, because when we give you information on how to use the Court Reserve app, we're saying to your players, download the Court Reserve app to use Mike's Pickleball Club and make reservations. But now you can actually say to those players, go find my app in the App Store. Here's the link to download it, and they can download it directly to your phone. So some of the clubs that that I've seen that have been sending out information are saying, hey, on August 1st, we're launching our brand new app. Here is the information on how to download it. Click here, download it in the App Store. And then really you can play off of it as a new feature that you're giving your customers. And so they don't have to know that this isn't a Court Reserve app. The only Court Reserve branding that they're seeing on here is that it's powered by Court Reserve. So you want to market it as your app and your brand, and this is something that you are doing as an initiative at your facility. But if they don't switch, we can't force them to switch.
Yep, that's true. And it's your same platform. It's your same Court Reserve platform. So once the branded mobile app's in the store, then anything that you do, it's just like the same old, same old. It's nothing new for sure. We've had a couple questions about where to turn on the modern or new dashboard within the Court Reserve portal without going into is that pretty easy for you just to explain?
I could talk you through that. So if you're in your Court Reserve app or Court Reserve portal right now, you're on that admin desktop, you're going to go to settings on the left-hand side of your screen, scroll down. It's a blue row for portal settings. we've actually extracted the mobile settings that were previously in website settings to be their own button. So at the end of that portal settings row, there's a blue button that says mobile, and you want to click mobile, and then in the drop down, there is a setting for modern dashboard. Just click modern dashboard and you can turn it on right now. Some of our clubs that are been early adopters of the modern dashboard have kind of given their guests some leeway and just let them know that the dashboard's going to be changing on this date kind of thing. So, some people are a little bit not as quick to adopt change. So, you can kind of play that one as you need to because you know your customers best.
What? People don't like change? I don't understand. All right, let's keep going. Do we get SEO benefits, search engine optimization, if we use the new branded mobile app?
I will have to look into that question. I'm not sure. That we'll add that and we will follow up with you after the webinar.
Yeah, that's a question I don't know the answer to either. All right, let's see. So I'm a seasonal club. How does the pricing work for off season? Will the app still be functional?
Well, if we'll have to take that one offline too. I think we do have a new process for what seasonal looks like, and what that might look like for the branded app as well. We'll have to take that question offline.
How often, okay, this is a question. How often do you expect users needing to upgrade their app? Well, here's the thing about Court Reserve. Nobody has to upgrade right now. And I would assume that in the future, Kim, when we do upgrades into Court Reserve, people are not going to have to upgrade or download their app. Is that true?
That's true. So when we update the Court Reserve app, our development team is pushing out, a new app to the App Store. And so by default, most users are set to update their apps automatically. I know mine do on my phone. There's, some users that turn off that automatic updates for apps, but majority of people are going to have apps update automatically if they have their settings set. So when we push an update to the App Store, those apps should already be updating then automatically, and you shouldn't have to tell people to go update their app. Now, a lot of times if you come to support and you say my user's having a problem with their app, like X, Y, and Z is happening, a lot of times one of the first things we're going to do is to say, well, let's make sure that their app is updated with the latest version of the app. Sometimes, we found that people are turning off that setting that automatically updates new apps. And so a lot of times if they get that new app and it updates, those features are fixed. So really a lot of people aren't going to experience any downtime if an app is updated. It's just going to kind of update as a new app. And generally we're not logging players out too when we update an app. So usually there's an uninterrupted experience in that.
So we just want to go over this one more time because we keep getting questions. So Court Reserve, we do have 4 new pricing plans. We're trying to make pricing easier. And so if you go out to courtreserve.com, you can /pricing, or if you just go to courtreserve.com and search for pricing, you do, in order to get the new branded mobile app, have to be in the scale or the enterprise plan. And if you actually click on that page and scroll all the way down, you'll see where the little check boxes are for the branded mobile app. And there is a one-time fee, $4.99 for the branded mobile app, because you'd be surprised what the fees are to get your app in the App Store. Okay, let's keep going. So if I have the branded mobile app and my players are already in Court Reserve with other clubs, if they basically already have an email and an account in another club, then how do they get in to our club? Do they just log in and use their email, or how do they do that?
Yeah, so that's one of the player onboarding things that we've tried to make a lot better with the branded app. Again, we're working on that right now with the Court Reserve customer sign-in process or customer request access process. So we're working on that with the regular Court Reserve side right now, but with the branded app, we really started there to improve that process. So if a new customer, they've never been to your facility before, comes to the branded app, and they want to get started and create an account, we're not going to send them through that whole roundabout process of having to go to my organizations, having to find a club, and then look for you. They're going to be able to click get started. So you can go to Old Coast Pickleball, click get started, enter your email address. We're going to do a check of the database to see if your email address lives anywhere else at any other club in the Court Reserve database. If it does exist, we're going to prompt that user to log in. So they can log into their account basically prior to joining your club, and then they can join your club. So we kind of do a little bit of a loop-de-loop in the process, so to speak, on the back end, where we, feed them through a different flow if they don't belong at your club yet. But it's going to look exactly the same to them as if they were a user that's never been to a court reserve facility before. So it's really simple. Get started. Enter your email address to see if you exist anywhere in the court reserve system, and then we'll take them through the sign up form process from there. Then they can join the membership options, and then they get propelled into your organization and your dashboard.
So here's a question. If we were to start a new club and immediately opt into the branded mobile app, will the club still be accessible within Court Reserve for those who already have Court Reserve accounts?
Yeah. Yes. So your club will still be accessible on the Find a Club database. So if they go into the desktop app and they're typing in on the Find a Club, they're typing in your club, they're still going to find it. There's right now nothing preventing them from still using the Court Reserve app. But if you're a brand new club and you've never introduced them to the Court Reserve app, they're going to download your app first, and they're going to start using your app from day one.
So this is a great question. How much work has gone into allowing font sizes to expand? A lot of our members need a larger font size.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah.
We did just do an upgrade to the font in the system. The font that we were using last year, we weren't very happy with the way that it was displaying. We did just change the font in the last month to a new font called Enter. But we haven't, we haven't looked at ways of allowing the organization to customize the font size. So yeah, I'm not really familiar with allowing folks to customize their own font within the system.
Well, I know on my iPhone, I can say that, I'm 46. Everybody knows I'm 46. It's fine. But my eyes have not, they're not as good as they used to be. So in my iPhone, I can actually go in and increase my font size, and I'll have to play with that on the Court Reserve or the Old Coast app and see if that actually carries across.
Yeah, we're doing a lot with accessibility and stuff like that right now too. So we'll definitely look into what can be done if the user is updating their font sizes and stuff throughout the app.
Josh, did you have something to?
I was just going to add that, yeah, typically you can see that in your phone settings, and I'm pretty sure with the iPhone you can now expand the font size app to app. So that may be something worth looking into. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, another good question. Once we switch on the modern dashboard, will it apply to all of our club users, both staff and players? So yes, it will. They will not have to do anything. If you turn it on, everybody gets the new modern dashboard.
Yes. So I do want to expand on that. So just know that once you switch to the modern dashboard, it's live immediately. So you can go test it on your phone right now, but it's going to be live for everybody else that looks at your organization too. It only hits the member facing side though. So if you're on the admin side, it's still going to look the same. We haven't done anything with the admin dashboard yet. Excuse me. And so it's only going to affect that player side. But yes, once you make that switch, there's not like a test mode or go live. It goes live immediately as soon as you hit save.
So here's a question from an anonymous person asking about our pricing change. And I can tell you that Court Reserve, we turn 8 years old next month, actually. And it's just been quite the journey for not only myself and Tim, but for our entire team. And we've always tried to be really conscious about staying with a great pricing plan that really supports what you guys are trying to do. And of course, things get costlier and we need to hire people, and sometimes we have to change. And the reason that we went to the 4-tiered pricing model is because we wanted to make it easier on you so that you could pick the plan that you need in order to run your facility, and that those are the things that you need for your facility. And it wasn't the almost, I don't want to say nickel and dime, but almost like the menu, like the a la carte. Well, if I have this many courts or this many instructors, or if I want to use point of sale, we are trying to make it easier. And so the question that this person said is, will we need to pick a new plan? Not right now. If you don't need anything else in those other packages and you like your pricing where you are, you're good. At some point, not this year, but possibly next year, well, you have to move to a new plan. It is possible. Again, you have to know, and you don't, because I mean, I don't know who you are, but like we are so conscious about how we run Court Reserve and try and keep things lean and try and keep it lean for you. And so hopefully with what we're doing now on pricing is just easier for you and allows you to make good business decisions as well. So the next question, let's see. My question is more about how the fonts expand and how your UX works against that. Right now, I think the font is the font. Yeah. We'll take that back, Mike. It's a great question. And we'll have to think about some more of that.
Yeah, we have a really, really awesome UX and UI team that's been doing some amazing work. And so we'll see what we can do about making a lot of this accessibility stuff visual for everyone.
Yes, for sure. Okay, well, wow. We've gotten through all of the questions.
It's only 1:35.
I know. What's next, Kim?
Well, Josh and I are going to be hosting a new features webinar. And Josh, there it is, Friday, July 26th. 12 p.m. Eastern. Josh just put up the registration link in the chat. So if you don't know where the chat section is, it is separate from the QA section. Hover up into the top of your Zoom window if you're viewing me in full screen. There's a bubble that says chat. So he posted the pricing link in there and then also just posted the webinar in there as well to the register for the new features webinar. So we, again, like I said earlier in the week, we released a lot of new features, a lot of things that we've been really anticipating getting to customers, some things that are going to make admin lives a whole lot easier, just again, creating less friction and allowing people to just easily join your organization. There's some stuff in there about that. There's info in the release notes. So if you don't know where the release notes are in your Court Reserve admin side, up in the top right corner, there is a megaphone icon next to your name. So you can go click that megaphone icon and look at all of the release notes that we have had forever in Court Reserve, but the most recent one is going to be the first one that you see. We released a lot of really exciting things on Tuesday, like the modern dashboard. We have a brand new guest waiver kiosk. So for the first time ever in Court Reserve with a waiver, you're able to really do a guest intake form and have them sign a waiver. And then we've also updated the member registration widget to take a payment with it. So many great things this month we are super excited about. Be on the lookout. We will be sending out more information with the registration link. So if you don't grab it today, you will be able to get it in the Court Reserve admin community Facebook group. We'll have probably another webinar banner up at the top of the screen here pretty soon as well. And there'll be invitations to that in emails.
Okay, well, it seems that our webinar chat has been disabled and nobody can see the awesome stuff Josh is posting. So
sorry about that, everybody.
What we'll do is we have all of your emails. And what we will do is we will send you guys out a special email so you can get first dibs on a seat for the July 26th webinar. So give us a couple hours and we'll send you an email. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that, everybody.
All right, let's see. Somebody said, are there other people in the market to create these types of apps that you are aware of? We think this is impressive. We think we're pretty impressive too, actually.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time. Our development team is amazing. There are people that you can go to build your own app. It's probably going to cost a lot more than going and upgrading your plan and paying a $4.99 development fee, though. And then we also do any of the maintenance on your app as well. So just be aware of that.
Yeah. We do have a question. If they go to the modern dashboard and they don't like it as a club, can they go back?
Yep, absolutely. Be aware let me add another thing to the modern dashboard there. So with the modern dashboard is also the new create reservation flow. So I highly recommend you check out the article. Josh, my co-pilot here, did an amazing video on creating reservations with the modern dashboard and how to set up that modern dashboard. So just make sure you take a look at that. But that create reservation process is so much better and it is available only with the modern dashboard. So if you turn off the modern dashboard, you're also going to lose that create reservation, but you can turn it off and turn it on as you need to.
And, since you guys have hung out with us this far, it's 1:40. I thought that, we'd take just a minute to kind of tell you some things that are coming because, again, yes, the webinar is going to be recorded. It'll be up in YouTube. Give us a day to do that. Sometimes it's hard to get things up in YouTube quickly. But what's coming in the next, couple of months? Sometimes we always cringe about stuff like that. But again, we are integrating with a company that has video recording called Save My Play. If you have not heard of Save My Play, Mike, and I'm talking to you, it is an incredible company. We actually use this at Old Coast Pickleball. They have fantastic cameras that once you walk in as a player, you can actually download, hit the QR code and record your session on your court. It will send you an email. The camera quality is fantastic. And we actually, if you go out to YouTube, you can look for Old Coast Pickleball. We have 2 YouTube channels because we have Court 1 and Court 2, and you can watch some of the videos from Save My Play. It's incredible. We have a new emailer system coming where you can put, I've seen a prototype of this, Kim, and it looks amazing, where we're going to be able to do that. And just a lot of great things that we're working on that, we hate sometimes that we have to take things off that we've said that we know we need to get out there. But just know our product team is amazing. You're talking to 2 of them today, Josh and Kim, and they really are working really hard to get everything as quickly, because you don't want something that's crap, and it's just not who we are. We are going to test it, and we're going to perfect it before it comes out for sure. So,
and as far as like additional things coming to the platform too, I know Tim is working with a couple companies to just try and bring really cool and innovative things to the platform, like integrations with companies like Save My Play and other ones out there as well. So we're constantly looking into what's new, what's exciting, what's going to bring value to players at your facility as well.
Yes, for sure. And just to say quickly, we are getting ready to do a lot of Court Reserve travel. If you are a pickleball facility, we are going to PickleCon. We're going to have a Court Reserve tech room. So in the next couple weeks, be looking in our newsletter for a way to go out and actually book a one-on-one time with us. If you're going out to the USPTA tennis conference out in Palm Desert in September, the legend himself, Josh Willey, is going to be out there. We're going to do the same thing. We are really trying to get to different areas of the country so that even if you don't go to the conference, book a time with us. Come see us for 45 minutes, right? Let us sit down with you. And so again, we're going to do what we're doing, the WTN integration. Duper's already in the system. So there's just so much stuff coming. And we just want to meet more of you and spend more time with you and make sure you're using the most out of Court Reserve. So
yeah, we actually have a meeting next week with WTN integration. So pretty excited to get all of that into our system.
Yes, for sure. All right, everybody. Well, I think that's all I've got today. How about you?
Yeah, me too. It was awesome. All of the questions and everything. Everybody, if you have questions that we didn't answer, or if you think of something else after, please reach out to our live chat support team. They'll ping us. We can come talk to you if you think of anything else that we didn't answer for you. Okay.
Happy weekend. Stay hydrated. It's hot.
Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.